AITAH for refusing to sell my late grandfather's house to my brother-in-law for family price. Throwaway because my wife's family knows my main. Here are the players in this story. I, male, am 32 years old. My wife, female, is 30 years old, and my brother-in-law, who we'll call Mark, not his real name, is 28 years old. So here's the story. My grandfather passed 2 years ago and left me his little blue ranch by the lake. It isn't waterfront fancy. It's a 2-bed with a dented mailbox and floorboards that sing when you walk. But it's the only place I've ever felt my heart drop into rest. Grandpa taught me to cast a line off that dock, patch my scraped knees in that kitchen, and let me steer his old aluminum John boat while he pretended not to be terrified. When Grandpa died, the will was boring in a way that felt like a hug. House to me, John boat to me, a coffee can of wheat pennies to my sister, and $1,000 to the church pancake breakfast fund. That was it. We rent a small apartment in the city. Money isn't amazing, but we're not starving. My plan was to fix the place up slowly and use it for weekends. Eventually, maybe raise a family there. My wife liked the idea of summers on the lake. We both agreed we wouldn't sell unless it was to keep us from sinking. Enter my brother-in-law, Mark. Think finance bro energy with the savings account of a goldfish. He flips houses with enthusiasm that always seems to run out around the part where you pay subcontractors. He's never owned anything he didn't post about from 3 angles. When he heard about the house, he started calling it our family lake place. Then one day, over grilled chicken at my in-laws, he goes, "So I did the comps on your grandpa's spot. Super fair. And I could do you a family price right now. Close fast. Cash, no inspections." His family price was $140,000. Low for the area, but not insulting if you were just getting rid of a headache. Except, I don't want to get rid of the house. I told him, appreciate it, but it's not for sale. He smirked like I was playing hardball. Dude, I'm offering to take a burden off you. You're bleeding rent every month. You know what carrying costs do? I can give you $140 and then put $30 in renos and turn it. You'll thank me. Wife squeezed my knee under the table. Later, she said, he's just excited. Let's let it go. We tried. Mark didn't. He started swinging by the lake house to brainstorm projects. He changed the light on the porch without asking because it was an easy fix. He sent me Pinterest boards titled Lake Aesthetic. He texted me, "You're missing the market window," like he was my agent. I told him, please stop going over there without me. Also, it's not for sale. He texted back a thumbs-up emoji, and 3 days later, I found a stack of sample tile in the kitchen for inspiration. Then my mother-in-law called my wife and said the line that detonated a quiet marriage, "Be reasonable." It's not like it's his house. It was his grandfather's. Family should keep it in the family. I wish I could tell you I gave a sermon on wills and boundaries. Instead, I said nothing and baked in resentment like a good Midwesterner. 2 weekends later, I drove to the lake alone at dawn. I brewed coffee, stood on the dock, and listened to the loons do their weird ghost song. When I went inside, someone had painted a test square of agreeable gray on the living room wall. I recognized Mark's painter's tape from his Instagram stories. He had a key. He had a key because my wife had made him one in case contractors needed to measure. She swore she meant well. I believed her and still felt like the floor fell out. I took the key back. I changed the locks. Then I texted the family thread. Hey all, friendly update. Please do not enter the lake house without me. Grandpa left it to me. We're not selling. If that changes, you'll hear it from me first. Love you. Multiplied. Wow. Mark replied, Bro, WTF? I sunk time in already. Wife called me and cried. We spent a very quiet week. Then my father-in-law, who speaks rarely and only when he's winding up something surgical, invited me for coffee. He said, I do not tell you how to run your home, but this one is easy. Change the locks, stop explaining, and get the title into a trust if you don't want the vultures at your funeral. I blinked at vultures, then laughed because he was, in fact, a vulture when he was 30. He kissed his wife, paid the check, and left me to Google living trust in the parking lot. I set a boundary with my wife. I'm done being polite about my no. If you wanted to even consider selling someday, it can't be under pressure. Also, Mark is not to set foot in the house. She said she understood. Then she said the other sentence that broke something. But maybe we could compromise? Like sell it to him with a clause. I said, no, and for the first time in our marriage, my no didn't sound like a seminar on empathy. It sounded like a door closing. We fought. We talked to a therapist. The therapist asked my wife, is your husband allowed to have something that is just his? My wife cried, then said, I hate that this makes him happy when it doesn't include us. I didn't know what to do with the honesty of that, except hold her hand and say, it includes us when I bring you there. It doesn't include Mark. Too long didn't read. Grandpa left me a lake house. BIL wants to buy it at a family price. He started acting like it was already his, even getting a key. I changed the locks, said no, and now my in-laws say I'm breaking family unity. Update 1. 2 months later, put the house into a simple revocable trust with me as trustee/beneficiary. Name future kids as successor beneficiaries. Changed locks again. Set up motion sensors that ping my phone. Not because I'm paranoid, but because I know the difference between hope and a pattern. Took my wife up twice, cooked pasta, put on Motown, jumped off the dock screaming because the water was still spring knife cold. We laughed in a way we hadn't in months. Update 2. 6 months later, Mark bought another flip 2 towns over and posted a sold boomerang with a champagne bottle. Then his financing fell through. He asked me, again, if we could work something out. I replied with the most honest sentence I've typed this year. There is nothing to work out. The answer is no. I muted the thread. The loons still sing. Sometimes boundaries are the most romantic thing you can do for a marriage. Am I the holy? My wife says I could have been gentler. Reddit, did I go too far? Or was no the only adult word in the room?